Öreget kívánok, hogy vagy, jó? Oh boy, that's really good. I like this little cup. You see, with the little kangaroo on it. But anyway, let me close this blind back here. There we go. That's much better. So anyway, start of another day, and I got to tell you, I like staying put. I really do. I like having a little bit of, a sense of routine, a sense of normalcy uh, in these trying times instead of moving from here to there and there and what have you. And it's nice. I'm here for what's today? Today's the 2nd or the 3rd or something like that. And I'm here until the 15th. I rented this place all the way through the 15th, so I've got 2 weeks. And depending on its availability, I may stay even a little bit longer. I just don't know. And we will see, as the saying goes. But anyway, I got to tell you that sometimes I feel like I got to do these videos and always be upbeat and always be positive and the glass is half full and not half empty and all that kind of stuff. But I'd be lying to you if I told you that this stuff doesn't get to me just like it gets to so many other people. And it's probably not the wisest thing to do, but I usually save my news. Now that I have Fox News, I have the news on throughout the day, but I usually save my reading of the news, and the watching of the CBS Evening News. That's what I watch on my phone every night, right before I go to bed. I watch the CBS Evening News with, is it Nora O'Donnell, or something like that. But I just watch that news before I go to bed. And these last couple nights, I've been watching the news, and I lie there in bed watching this news, and I just can't believe what I'm seeing. It's like a dream. It's like a bad dream, and you just can't. It's hard to wrap your head around it, to be quite honest with you. And you do your best to cope and to stay positive and what have you. But I'm just like anybody else, in that I look at this stuff and it's just, it's unbelievable. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And anyway, so you do the best you can. And I think about my situation down here, and riding the storm out. And I mean, I'm in a nice little place, and unless I picked up the virus between, God knows where, Costco or wherever, unless I picked up the virus, just staying put here and not really going out into the world, with the exception of a quick trip to the store or something like that. I don't know how I would get that. I don't know how I would get the virus, but anyway, and even if I did get the virus, how severe would it be? And it's just frightening. And I was reading up on some stuff, about the people that end up, the unfortunate people that end up in the intensive care, and I mean, it's the obvious. It's the people that have, older people, people that have pre-existing medical conditions, diabetes, what have you, that are going to be more prone or susceptible to, the severe complications. But one of the things that I read, or heard was that, alcohol actually contributes to a compromised immune system. And you see that all over the place. People are just, people cope. You see people coping with, with drinking, and it's, on Facebook you see people that are, isolating, and they have a picture of whatever with a glass of wine and all that kind of stuff. And it's a I don't know, the other thing that I saw was that people that are overweight, if you're overweight, that could be one of the challenges, or one of the things that would contribute to how your body reacts to the to the virus if you get it. And I started thinking about that, and I thought, gee, I'm overweight. That's not even anything. It's not even anything to laugh about. I mean, if you went by most scales, or if you went by most charts or whatever like that, I would probably classify, even though you might not think to look at me, but my BMI and my weight and everything, I'm probably obese. It wouldn't surprise me, if you took my weight, which is probably, I haven't weighed myself lately, but I probably weigh somewhere between 220 to 230 pounds at 6 feet tall. And as I eat my biscotti, mind you. But I'm overweight. And yesterday, I resolved myself to start walking twice a day. I can get out and I can walk. And from where I'm at to the city center here is probably a good 30 minutes. So there and back, round trip, is about an hour. Quit being paranoid. I'm not paranoid. I'm not paranoid. But anyway, so I've resolved myself that I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk in the morning. When I was back home, I used to go out and ride my bike every morning. And that's what I'm going to do here. I don't have a bike to ride, but I'm going to go and walk. I'm going to walk every morning down to the city center and back. There's nobody down there, But anyway, I'm going to walk to the city center and back in the morning, and I'll walk to the city, I am fat, okay? I am fat. But anyway, and then I'm going to walk to the city center and back in the evening. So, I'll be walking the better part of, 1.5 to 2 hours a day, and what have you. And I'm going to cut back on what I'm eating. I eat pretty healthy. Last night I had pumpkin soup. Where's your unicycle? I left the unicycle at Oz's house. And the unicycle was fine, but the pedals on it were plastic and very easy to slip off. It wasn't, the best of unicycles. I mean, it's a unicycle, I can ride it. But just riding it, a unicycle, it's easy to fall off a unicycle and get hurt. And while it might be, kind of a fun thing to a nice little prop or something for my videos, it's an unnecessary risk. It's an unnecessary risk as far as, getting hurt or something like that. But anyway, so that's that. And then, the other thing I thought about, I keep kicking around. Don't don't kid yourself. I keep kicking around how to get from here to home, how to get from here to Florida. And, like I said yesterday with the logistics, I mean, to get from here to there again, we're talking, I don't know, five airplanes sitting in, uncirculated air or whatever the hell it is. Five airplanes, airports. With my luck, I'd end up landing in LA and have to wait 2 or 3 days to catch a flight, over to Florida. And I'd be, sitting in an airport doing my morning thoughts or whatever. But anyway, it's a, and then I heard another thing. It's like I was searching about driving across the country. Can I drive across the country? Is it possible to drive across the country with the whole coronavirus thing? And, something caught my attention that I hadn't thought about, to be quite honest with you. And that being, if I traveled from Australia to California and I rented a car, to drive across the country is a good 3 to 4 day trip. I could get a big car and I could sleep in the car and all that kind of stuff, But what if I was exposed? And now maybe Tammy's going to say this is paranoid. But what if I got exposed to the virus between here and picking up that car in Los Angeles? And then what if I found myself somewhere in the middle of New Mexico? Remember that alpaca farm that me and LTC stayed at? Mexico? Boy, what I wouldn't give to be waking up back there in my camper right now. But to be driving across the country, with in a car on a 3 to 4 day trip, and then have a sudden onset of the symptoms and be out in the middle of God knows where, sleeping in my car in a parking lot at a rest stop or something like that, and have those symptoms, come on and what have you. And that's not I don't think that's being paranoid at all. I think that's being, I think it's being rather wise to give that some thought. So, at the end of the day, I'm confident with my decision to just stay here. I know I keep going back and forth about this discussion, and it probably gets old for some people. But I'm content right now. I don't know. I'm not interestingly enough, I'm not in touch with the situation in Australia now as much as I am with the situation in the United States, because I've got Fox News. But there is some talk down here in Australia about the flattening of the curve, and I don't know if that's true or not. Some of you down here, maybe you can share your thoughts on that. But anyway, it's just a crazy world, is what it is. On a positive note, Yanae and her daughter made it to my house, and I didn't. For those of you that have been following me over these last several weeks, I never really let on to you how much I was worried about Yanae and her daughter. I mean, it was something that was always at the forefront of my mind. How they were doing and how they're going to be and how they're going to cope and all that kind of stuff. That was always at the forefront of my mind. And yesterday they got down to my house, bless their souls, and they're in my house now. And now they each have their own bedroom. They've got that big TV that I mounted up on the wall. They've got the piano. They've got everything. And I'm going to send them to Costco with, I'll send them to Costco with some money to go and stock up on a month's worth of groceries or what have you. But, there's a tremendous amount of, I don't know what the word is, making a difference. Making a difference. I can't make a difference in the whole world, but just knowing that I made a difference in those two people's lives, it means it means the world to me. It really does. It means the world to me that that I was able to make a difference in their lives and to get them into a position where they're going to ultimately be better off. At least I hope they're going to be better off where they're at. But anyway, so that's taken care of. And yesterday there's somebody that watches my videos. Her name is Lana. I want to say her name is Lana, and Lana sent me a friend request on Facebook, and she was on Messenger last night when I was out on my walk, and I thought to call her just to say hello. And I've seen her profile on Facebook and everything, and she just looks like a heaven, like an angel walking amongst us. She just looks like an angel of a woman. And I thought to call her, and she was everything that I imagined her to be. She's as sweet of a person as you could ever meet. And we talked for quite a while. And what part of our discussion related to her observation that when I was doing the video of the quarry the other day, that I was breathing heavy. Maybe it was because I told her I was out on my walk to lose weight or something like that. I was out on my walk to lose weight or something, and she mentioned that I was breathing heavy in the video. And I told her, I said, "You're right." I said, "You're absolutely right." But we went on to have just a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And as we were talking, she was telling me a little bit about her life and her daughter or what have you. And she told me that her daughter had made a comment because they were watching she and her daughter and her were watching my video yesterday morning. And she said that her daughter, looked at her and said, "I can't believe, we're so bored. We're so bored that we're sitting here watching some guy read a story called Koala Lou or something like that." And as I started walking along, I thought to myself, I've got a captive audience. Most of the world, what is it, 2 out of 3 Americans now or something like that? You're all stuck at home. And I've got a captive audience now for my YouTube channel. So I have to leverage that to the max and take advantage of it. But anyway, so with all that being said, I need to get on with my day. And the Koala Lou. Do you really want me to read the Koala Lou? I mean, yesterday when I left off, he was, "My wife is an angel too, a real trooper." Oh, I bet that she is, What do you think? Do you want to know what happened to Koala Lou after he, went down the road? Should I continue the story, or is it just kind of silly, reading a child's book on YouTube? So okay, I'll do 2 pages. The years passed, and other koalas were born, brothers and sisters for Koala Lou. Soon her mother was so busy she didn't have time to tell Koala Lou that she loved her. Although, of course, she did. You see? So there's all the other kids. You see? It's kind of like my mom. She had like 9 of us or something like that. So there's all the other kids right there. And there's Tommy, or Koala Lou, sitting over on the other side of the gum tree, I think. But anyway, oh goodness gracious! Every night as she curled up under the stars, Koala Lou thought about the times when her mother had looked at her and said, "Koala Lou, I do love you. And she longed for her to say it again. One night, Koala Lou had a splendid idea. Preparations had begun for the Bush Olympics. She would enter the Olympics. She would compete in the gum tree climbing event, and she would win, and her mother would fling her arms around her neck and say again, Koala Lou, I do love you. So there you see. All right, anyway, nice illustrations. So we'll continue the book tomorrow. I need to get on with my day and get some, actually get some work done. So anyway, everybody out there, have a great day, all right? Take good care.